Hey everyone, we're back. Just a brief break from last Monday's live stream here again this Monday. Every Monday, noon Easter time, you can catch us here going live to talk to you, talk to each other about everything that's happening in crypto.
And there's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, Toby, how's your week been?
It's been crazy. Been literally like
diversifying the investments, let's just say.
So many. I'm just now figuring out which ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bought a lot of coins, so just it should be good.
Flexing that multitasking muscle a little bit there.
Yeah. So it's pretty incredible this week.
So hey everyone in the live chat, how has your week been? Have you been enjoying the crypto space? Are you dipping your toes in the DeFi world? Let us know in the comments. Hey, Amiri, bon dia. You said bon dia. Dave D, good to see you. Sergio, always good to see you here as well.
Nice.
And Patrick, a flaw in Bitcoin. Do tell. I will tell.
Toby's feeling an exchange.
As an exchange, all the activity.
Yeah, geez.
Hey, Tasman, good morning.
What's up, Pivotal?
Hey, Pivotal Point, how you doing? Okay, so, lots of things happening, especially if you're on our Patreon. You'll know we've been doing quite a lot of things, a lot of activity going on.
I mean, the Patreon thing is, it's difficult sometimes to not overload people with coins.
Yeah.
It's just really hard because we don't want to put just crap out. And sometimes
we're speculating on some
really speculative
could
coins.
Be some shit coins.
So, but yeah, we're trying our best to just really not give a crappy coin, advice.
Yeah.
So that's the ones that we were posting that we've done a lot of research on.
Yeah.
And
for those who were participating in the poll for the deep dive research, it was interesting. First, I thought it was going to be Monero. Then it was looking like Tezos. And then it was looking like Chainlink. And last I checked, it looked like Tezos was up by 1 vote. So I'll be tallying those tonight or tomorrow. So if you haven't voted yet and you want to maybe break that tie, go ahead and leave your vote on that poll if you're in the CT club. Tracy Stark's already saying we're going. Hey Tracy, good to see you here.
Thanks.
Crypto Keys.
Bill, good morning.
DG, Joe Park.
Leonard,
Dan.
Good time to be in the crypto markets for
everyone.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any shill beats.
I mean, for everyone who's been in crypto, who has been joining through the boring times, the past 2 years, maybe not 2 years, year at least. This is going to be your first exposure to when the volatility is returning and it's going to go up.
I mean, I didn't find the last couple of years boring. I'm like, okay, this is a time to figure out what to accumulate. So yeah, it's been great.
But if you haven't, I mean, let's not, it's exciting again. It's
really exciting. Yeah. But it's also edgy. It's sketchy as heck because
people are going to be losing sleep again. And yeah.
There's a lot that could go wrong. So just keep that in mind. It's not all flowers. All right.
Yeah. Hey, John, good to see you guys here. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get into it.
Hey, George. What's up, Josh?
I'm going to go over this one article that is kind of funny to me in that it's really trying to correlate or connect Bitcoin and the activities of the price movements of silver and gold. Pretty much saying, just because both silver and gold and things like Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies have this attribute of a very limited supply, they are automatically going to be behaving the same way. And this article, again, all these links to these articles can be found down below as always. There's just some really interesting language in this article, and it makes me kind of question who is writing it. But as always, we'll be going over how I read between the lines, and Toby too. I think you also read between the lines.
That's all I read is in between. I don't even read the words anymore.
Yeah, what are you really saying? So just for example, here is one sentence that is interesting. Stocks have stayed relatively stagnant, waiting for news of the coming stimulus before reacting. I don't think stocks are necessarily waiting to like react to see what happens with the stimulus. They're waiting for the stimulus to be injected into the stocks, I think, for them to appreciate again. And then on the other side of that, it says, ahead of the U.S. government finalizing what the next round of stimulus entails, hard assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin exploded over the last couple of weeks. So similarly, as an inflation hedge that these hard assets are, with the news of even more stimulus coming, even more currency printing, there's some capital flight out of that devaluating and inflating currency into hard assets like gold and silver and Bitcoin. But what this one is saying is like gold and silver now, it's looking like there's going to be some profit taking, maybe possibly even moving back into the US dollar. This is trying to say that movement from gold and silver is going to influence or at least be the same kind of movement of Bitcoin and will be disastrous, I believe is the language it's saying. For Bitcoin. And assumedly for the whole cryptocurrency space because it tends to follow that. But let's not forget, was it the last live stream we did or the week before where we were talking about the trends that happened within a bull run? There was like in the last bull run, there was like 6 instances of a 30 to 40% drop. Yeah. And it was still within the bull run. Like it didn't reverse the trend. So this kind of speculation about like, I mean, if we're going to talk about FUD, this might be considering it just because it's kind of unfounded.
I mean, really. It's FUD for people that don't understand the space. Because I mean, when the dollar was, or the last bull run, you know, gold was at what price? You know better than me. 12, 13, 1400. Mm-hmm. And that's true. You know, Bitcoin was at 20 grand. So, I mean, okay, whatever. You know, and so this is just the comics, I think, having to release some of the pressure that they've kept on gold and silver for so long. And plus all the currency printing. My gosh, that's more currency printing in the last 200 than the last 200 years right now. So, it's crazy. So you're going to see gold, silver, Bitcoin rise. They're going to keep rising. They're printing. You know, like, okay, so the dollar breaks out of its little downtrend or whatever. Like, how high is the dollar going to go? I mean, yeah, it could, like, do better than all the rest of the fiat out there. But as far as, like, doing better than Bitcoin and no, not going to happen. No way. Bill's asking,
what do you see happening to other world currencies as the dollar declines? For example, the Canadian dollar.
I mean, I think they're all going to be, they are all printing, right? So they're all giving UBI, Universal Basic Income, at least a lot of the Western countries out there. So you're going to see a decline in value of these currencies. It's pretty much a race to the bottom. You know, they have to devalue their currencies. That's what they're doing. It's a currency war. But instead of like increasing the value of your currency, you're trying to kill it. And so eventually they're going to get onto a digital dollar. I think they really want to get onto it fairly fast. You know, look at like all these people that are declining to take fiat, like paper fiat.
Wasn't there Australian banks that were like phasing out cash altogether?
Yeah, I forgot which currency.
It was like within a month they were stopping cash deposits and then also paper checks.
Yeah.
And then after that they were going to stop being able to withdraw cash from the ATMs or maybe it was a reverse, but
yeah, I mean
that's crazy.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. I mean, Australia is on a whole nother level of like loving their government there. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a shame.
Sergio is asking, and what about gold-backed crypto? Good question. That is actually going to be the topic of my next video coming out on Tuesday or Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. I'll be filming it tomorrow, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll be talking about gold-backed crypto, the irony of people using USD as kind of like their hedge against the volatility of crypto and kind of like their safe haven. And like you're talking about the digital dollar as well, how that's going to make maybe USDT and those stable coins irrelevant.
So Skynet has a really good question. He's like, Bitcoin was at 20,000 for about 8 seconds.
And then he says
that's very true.
And then he says this.
Yeah, Bitcoin hasn't had a monthly close higher than now, ever, even during 2017. That is true. And so that means that I think around 13,000 is where Bitcoin is going to fly. I mean, it's gonna cut through butter all the way through the roof, because there weren't that many people buying back when it was 20,000. I mean, like you said, it was for about 8 seconds, literally. That's pretty much what it was. So yeah, expect it to fly. And I mean, Bitcoin is so bullish right now. It's ridiculous. I'm like, DeFi, hey, that's cool and all, but Bitcoin is proven. It's gone through the Lindy effect. It's got the best developers in the world working on it. It's the most secure network in the world. I could go on and on. You don't want to put all your eggs in freaking DeFi. DeFi is...
Don't go full DeFi.
I know for a fact that they are going to be hacked.
Yeah.
So watch out.
Yeah. And the foundational layers of those networks haven't really been tested yet either. Maybe if they're being used, yes or no, still time will tell really how strong they are. Yeah. And so we are only dabbling in DeFi now because, like we've said in Patreon, in our trade alerts, we have established our positions in the big cap, the more what we consider to be less speculative, more solid cryptocurrencies that we are planning to be holding for very long periods of time. We've set ourselves up to where we're comfortable with those, and then ever since then we become increasingly more speculative.
Well, yeah,
really,
but I mean, we are going to get out of that, and we will obviously tell that on our Patreon people Patreon people, but we'll put it out within 5 minutes of us selling.
Yeah.
But the whole point of us selling is either for what we would like out of life and also putting into Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
So those are the two coins that I am very, very, very long term to where, I mean, who knows how long I'll be holding that, but it's like nowhere in sight. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So next up, talking about like the strength and the foundational layers of cryptocurrencies, Ethereum Classic, which is one that, it's been an underdog that I've appreciated ever since the DAO hack happened, and them staying strong and maintaining the original chain of Ethereum, despite the wantings of some people or one Ethereum Foundation to roll back the blockchain. So Ethereum Classic ever since then has really struggled from the division of that community and the division of the miners and the network support. And so this is like the second time, I think, in its history, it's had a 51% attack. In fact, what happened most recently, there was 2 attacks. One was like a 51% attack where they were double spending a lot of Ethereum Classic. And then about 5 days later, they actually reorganized about 4,000 blocks on the Ethereum Classic chain. So that's pretty, I mean, if you're talking about the basic utility of a cryptocurrency, that's it. It is the security and the immutability of the transactions and the inability to double spend those coins. That is like the basic, it's a very strong fundamental that sets cryptocurrencies apart from fiat and from gold, from everything else. But a lot of that weighs on the level of decentralization for the network and the strength of the network. How expensive it is to overrun the network, and now Ethereum Classic has suffered it yet again. But this time they have hired a legal team, and as well they've taken on one of these like blockchain tracking companies. So there's Neutrino, there's Chain Analysis. These companies that much like many governments, they like to put it out there as like, they exist for your benefit, but most of the time the information that they're collecting is being used for other people's benefit and for your detriment. But this is one particular use case for these companies that could be good. I guess they can track the coins from the hackers and maybe limit them from being able to convert them into cash. I don't know that they'd be able to return them back to the people that they've kind of jacked up through this. But talking about Bitcoin and how it's been tested, I'm just going to say it, at this point, it is most likely impossible for any one entity to override the Bitcoin network and to double spend Bitcoins or to reorganize the blocks just because of the vast number of nodes that maintain it. And
I think CZ Binance wanted to.
Oh yeah, his wet dream was to do that.
That was a couple of years ago, I think.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
He didn't even know it wasn't a possibility. He was like, oh, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
Hey, CZ, actually, no, that's not going to happen. But like, it has to do with the amount of computing power needed to override everyone else that's securing the network. That's what makes Bitcoin incredibly expensive, and therefore, it's just, what's the point? Because it's all just going to get, there's been so many block confirmations. So if you are dealing with Ethereum Classic, as always, whenever there's a 51% attack, their suggestions are to, if you're taking it as a form of payment, or if you want to know for sure that your transactions are safe, wait for a large number of block confirmations before you consider it to be safe or confirmed as a transaction for yourself. And also there were some specific nodes I think that you should be running as well, or software that you should be running for it. But it's an unfortunate thing that happened with Ethereum Classic again. And now for the clickbaity thing that happened that I used for the title of this. There is an interesting bug in Bitcoin that, okay, so here's the thing. When Satoshi launched, he wrote the software for Bitcoin and he launched it. He really had no idea what was going to happen to it. That's pretty evident in most of his communications, really emphasizing that it's like an experiment. And so there is a bug that these Bitcoin developers have known since 2012 that at a certain point, there's like no room to add more blocks. It has to do with how they're numbered and how that information is stored. So it's like 86 years or 82 years or something. 86
years to figure this out.
So Toby might still be alive for it because he's amazing with his diet and health and all. So he'll be... I remember this day.
I'll be still doing this. My cane.
You'll be like 100 years old.
I wonder what the next craze is going to be. If DeFi is even going to be a thing.
Can you imagine? He used to be like the top YouTuber for it. YouTube won't be in existence anymore.
Doubt it.
But so anyway, it's going to basically, it's not like an end all be all thing for the destruction of Bitcoin or anything. It's just going to require a hard fork, pretty much a simple code fix and a hard fork that will enable more blocks to be produced. But it's going to happen in about 86 years. And it's just an interesting...
So should we put a timer on this?
Yeah, let's get a countdown clock for this.
Let's do the halving and the killing bug.
Bitcoin kill clock.
Hard fork.
No, yeah.
Eventual hard fork. Paulo, what's up?
Oh, hey, Paulo.
Are you going to hack DeFi, Toby? Not me specifically.
Life hack DeFi.
No. But definitely going to happen. Link went crazy. Yep. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. So, it's interesting seeing this thing that was launched like 10 years ago. And it's a piece of technology that is still functioning, but the guy, it has the potential to exist for like hundreds and hundreds of years in the world of technology. That's kind of wild. And just to see like these kind of maybe mental limitations that he put on it at the beginning is interesting, because now it's like, oh, that's only 80 years away.
Yeah, and the average lifespan for a currency is like 45 years. So, I mean, the US dollar has been around for about 40 something years as it's present.
Yeah.
Like, non-gold backed. So
thanks, Nixon.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to be pretty awesome. It kicks its butt.
Yeah. So this next one, you guys might be familiar with Zeus Capital, and
these guys.
They're very high quality research, and very unbiased research that they putting out.
These guys got a whooping.
So for those of you who are in the CT group or CT club and you checked out my newest video on how to do your own research, I talk about the sources of the information that you're reading, understanding their bias, their what is
these guys were short.
Yeah, these guys
big time
publicly said that they're shorting Chainlink, saying that the price should be around 7 cents. When I know it's been over $13. I don't know if it's still there or not, but yeah, Chainlink don't care.
And they lied saying it was vaporware. That's not vaporware.
Yeah, the technical definition of vaporware is that it's not actually a functioning product. It's like a lot of the ICOs are vaporware for sure. But the fact remains, Chainlink is a functioning product that has been partnered with many of these DeFi projects, which is probably why the price is going up. There's also some concerns that a lot of the DeFi are kind of hinging on Chainlink, and the real foundational security of Chainlink could be affecting a lot of the success or the failures of DeFi in the future. Could be something interesting to keep an eye on. But so here's Zeus Capital is a perfect example of like a fudder, whatever, like representing one side of the conversation, and then this article. It's like a huge fluff piece. Whoever wrote this is definitely invested in Chainlink, saying how it's up 500% and it's doing all these amazing things, and it's like the heart of DeFi. And so these are the kind of articles where I'm talking about you have to find the middle kind of, or at the very least understand both sides of these, so you're not floating all up in the clouds thinking you're going to put all of your money into Chainlink.
That'd be a horrible idea.
No, don't. I would never. Like we've been talking about this past week. We've been doing is decentralizing our holdings, really diversifying. Yeah. So I mean, understanding that Chainlink is a big part of DeFi is a huge pro. Understanding this whole DeFi space in general is very new. A lot of untested bugs. And the fact that Chainlink is an oracle, it functions as an oracle. It means it's kind of a gateway or a gatekeeper of the outside world information and how it interacts or gets exposure to the blockchain space. There's a lot of censorship that could be happening, a lot of manipulation that could be happening with that. So that's also something that should definitely be paying attention to for any oracle. And again, the fact that Chainlink could be functioning with a lot of different DeFi projects, it gives it a lot of power, really, to kind of manipulate it however they want. So keep an eye on that.
I think
one,
a lot
guys.
of these do have bugs, and you just have to be really careful. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially don't just go all in on DeFi or on Chainlink, because I mean there's other coins that actually are probably less buggy, like DOS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And someone saying, or Dave D says he heard that Zeus Capital was long link and it was really reverse psychology. That's why you should not be investing based on what other people are investing, based on doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions. It'll save you a lot of trying to like overthink decisions because you're trying to read what other people are doing, why they're doing it. And that's a mess, don't you think?
I mean, if that ends up coming out, I mean, they're going to lose a lot of their reputation through that, regardless.
Yeah.
So either or, it's publicity, but it's in a place where you're investing. It's probably not the best publicity.
Yeah.
So good publicity, bad publicity for us. Whatever, that's fine.
It's like a short game. It's not a long game. Positive.
We're not investing others' money.
Yeah.
So.
Also, we have Super Chat enabled for these live streams. If you guys are finding these to be valuable, or if you want to just get your comment highlighted, get some extra attention from us, those are always fun for the live chat as well. So check out that Super Chat option.
What about bugs in BTC? I mean, I'm sure there's bugs in BTC, but they're being fixed,
Yeah.
And it's... Yeah,
there's not going to be as much. Bitcoin was designed to be kind of inflexible in that everything is much more manageable. Whereas if you're comparing it to Ethereum or the DeFi space, it's like exponentially more possibility for bugs and for crazy things to be happening.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. So
So this article a year ago, probably never thought we would see this as an article title.
This is huge.
DEX trading volume soars. Yeah. What?
That's amazing.
It's amazing. It's so cool seeing the DEX space really benefit from the DeFi space, and it's kind of feeding itself and encouraging more people to get exposure to decentralized exchanges and the concept of having custodianship over your coins. Again, Ethereum is definitely facilitating that with their tokens, and it's really easy. You can store them all within your Ethereum wallet, so you don't necessarily need, these accounts on these random exchanges, and you're like hoping they're not an exit scam and they're not doing funny stuff with your coins. So
there's
awesome.
Just so much money going into that space. It's ridiculous. So
it's like what,
just the beginning, I think.
Like over 4 billion, I think, is now locked up in DeFi contracts on Ethereum. Yeah. And like with Maker, it has like 1.4 billion. So that's pretty cool.
Definitely. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love trading with these DeFi.
Greyscale is going to be having an advertisement playing on some of the big news channels. CNBC, MSNBC, Fox, and Fox Business will be airing this cryptocurrency ad. I don't really know what it's going to say. They don't really say what the ad is really going to be about, but I won't play it on here because it's going to make this video lag a lot. But if you scroll down this article, they show you what their last ad was about. It was like, I liked it. It was like telling people to drop gold and go for Bitcoin, and really highlighting the physical limitations of storing and transporting and dealing with gold. And yeah, I mean, you can hold a lot of value of cryptocurrencies in your pocket if you want to. I would not advise carrying anything of that value that could be lost or fall out of a hole in your pocket.
Greyscale's killing it.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah. What was the stats? Like a couple months ago, they bought like half of all Ethereum that had been mined this year, and like a bunch of Bitcoin as well.
Yeah,
they're probably loving
holding
this
on
movement.
to it.
Yeah.
So, and then man, Ethereum's so bullish right now.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk about that in our last one, but Sergio's asking if DeFi.
What about Band?
Yeah, Band is also doing right up there.
Did good.
Link.
We posted that on our Patreon, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Before
it blew up. If you got on it, congrats. You're up so much.
Sergio asked, speaking of that, do you think DeFi is out of control? He thinks it is.
DeFi, it's out of control. It might seem like it's out of control right now because we've been through a 2-year boring cycle or whatever. So right now, it's crazy. But I mean, this is our 3rd bull run. So this is normal for a bull. The ICO phase lasted for, way longer than where we've been with the DeFi space. So, I mean, it could keep running because right now there's actually working products, like people are a little bit more smart. People aren't as, there's not as much dumb money in this as there was during the ICO phase. So you're seeing a lot of projects that are actually working projects. I think this is gonna last a lot longer than the ICO phase for sure. Because way longer.
It's actually way longer. Legitimately coupled with a growing awareness of the failings of the fiat currency system. And people are actually waking up to inflation. And
there's more money out there, and there's more people.
Yeah.
So combine all of that. I mean, some of the coins that we're picking are, I think we picked one. It had like a 30,000 total supply on it, and it was a little expensive, but frickin' made 50% within overnight. So, I mean, that's what you can expect. If you have a low supply of coins and you have the whole world wanting to get into it, the whole financial world. What do you expect? I mean, this is nothing. Like, I mean, some of these coins, I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of these coins reached $1 trillion market cap. You may think I'm nuts, but look at all the currency that's being printed out there. Yeah. Like, we got a long way to go.
Another thing to pay attention to, too, is all of these DeFi platforms that are really benefiting from their own coin appreciating. What are they going to do to build out their platform to make it even better? Because now they have the capital to do so. Maybe they didn't have it before. They're probably making more than they would have in an ICO anyway. So it'll be really interesting to see after this bull run happens and it pulls back and we're back into this like accumulation phase. It'll be interesting to see how they manage their money to keep their platform going and to keep improving. So
yeah, there's going to be some
the patterns.
There's going to be some failures too.
Well,
there's going to be some really big failures. Like if you
why you got to take profits while you can.
Yeah, if you're around during the Dow, which was in 2016. 15, 16?
I want to say 15, but I think it's 16.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So, 16. I mean, that was like, Ethereum's going to the moon. It was like, it went from $7 or $5 to $20. And then I woke up and like so excited to check the coin market cap or whatever. And then it was like back at like 7. I'm like, what? What happened? And then I'm like, oh,
news broke.
Blew it, you know? Yeah. And then we didn't have any really channels or whatever to go to, or so we just kind of we stuck with our convictions. We already read the white paper. We understood the project. We understood like how much code is being written and how often they're posting and like how good of a development team Ethereum was, and I stuck with it. So yeah, I was so convicted of Ethereum that I bought a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Online.
It's a true story.
And I was in Tahiti and I caught this really big wave with the t-shirt on it. Got barreled, if you know what that is, when the wave pitches over your head. And then shared it with Vitalik Buterin.
You tagged him in the tweet, yeah.
And Steven, the other
Tweeling.
Yeah, whatever. I forgot the other guy's name, but and then
he liked it.
Vitalik liked it.
Did he retweet it? He should have.
I think Steven retweeted it, yeah. Yeah. But Ethereum did.
So he's doing the shaka in the barrel with an Ethereum shirt on in Tahiti.
Yeah, with Ethereum shirt.
That was a pretty epic.
People are like, what's Ethereum back then?
So for those of you who might be wondering, Toby is definitely going to be having more of a presence here on this channel. He's also having more of a presence on Twitter. If you want to get more of Toby, you can follow him on Twitter. The username is JustStackSats. And it's linked down below in the video description if you guys want to check it out. So just our last couple articles, if we can get through them. See how long we've been going. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just talking about capital flight in Asia. Yeah. It's been pretty consistent coming out of China into Bitcoin, this capital flight. But as these governments are kind of freaking out about their own currencies and their people are the victims of that, they can easily escape it and get into an appreciating asset called Bitcoin. So
governments can suck it.
That's where the new money is going to be continuing to come from.
Absolutely.
I think even more
great.
so.
I love it.
And talking about how the markets are shifting or maybe shifting or Bitcoin and all that, this article is saying pretty much that cool, altcoins have been having fun, but it's soon that they're going to be pulling back and Bitcoin and Ethereum could be doing pretty good in the next couple months.
Is that Willie's article?
Willy Woo, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He tweeted about it. Yeah, he said 12,000 was a pretty tough resistance level for Bitcoin.
We went through 12,000, and that's why I've been saying for the past month that 13K is the point where I think it's going to go ballistic. 13 to 13.5. So if it reaches past there, see you later, people that are trying to get it cheaper. See you later, 9K. Probably not going to happen after that. I mean, it could, but I shouldn't say that just because I'm just going to be quoted on that. Yeah, but
it's interesting seeing people taking profits, like there's one coin, there's a couple of these coins that have been pumping really hard and people can't fathom that it could go more. So they're going to take profits, tuck it away into something they consider more safe or that they want to be accumulating more of eventually into Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Tezos is up 25%.
Good job, Patreon subscribers. We've been on that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan, John Strumitis, Toby, my son.
From Palm Springs.
He loves it. Hey, tell him have a great time.
Nice.
Yeah, so definitely if you guys have Tezos, stake it. You know, there's a lot of these DeFi coins as well that if you can keep track of them, there's a lot that you can stake. So make sure you get onto that. And the quicker you get into these coins, the better, because you'll be able to, I mean, if there's a minimum staking, like Divi, you know, I checked out Divi. Somebody asked me about Divi last week, and I think that's a really good coin. You know, they're pretty active in their Telegram. I think they got like 5,400 people. They have 10,000 users or more. You have to have 100,000 coins to invest. That's like $7,500.
To stake it?
Yeah, to have a master node. So, you know, that's the only thing that I am wary about, because, like, you know, you have Tezos and you have like Cardano soon that's going to be, you know, staking.
You just need one.
Yeah, just one, you know, and as far as like the returns, I mean, you can go to other coins like NRG. I mean, that you don't have to, just one on that as well. And that gives you 4 payouts a day almost. Yeah,
that's actually some of that.
Crazy. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? So just keep in mind to be staking these coins. Don't just let them sit, you know, why not make a residual income, especially nowadays? So,
yeah. And in a time where people are losing their jobs left and right, residual passive income.
Yeah. And don't okay. Speaking about jobs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too doom and gloom, but like, don't listen to like MSNBC or CNBC or whatever, all that crap. Like they're saying that they've added 1.7 million jobs. Bull crap. They didn't add anything. There's about 51 million people that are unemployed. There's 190 million people that are at working age. You know, this is putting unemployment at around 26, 27%. And that's just working age adults. So I'm not talking about people that can't work for some reason or
like normally
whatever
wouldn't be
else.
Working anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is just the beginning on this. I expect, you know, there's going to be, because they're going to try to push their vaccine. So I think there's going to be another couple waves and they're going to try to just jam it down your throat. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that they're going to definitely reshut businesses as well. And, you know, places like Australia that has medical martial law right now, literally medical martial law. That is medical martial law. That, you know, they're going to be suffering big time. So businesses going absolutely obliterated. So this is why you really need to get into staking coins, Bitcoin, gold, silver. You know, I mean, it's going to keep up with inflation. It's going to save your butt, and your family's going to really appreciate it. Because you have psychopaths that are running these like countries. The psychos, like they just don't care about you. They're out for destruction. And there's going to be a lot of small businesses that are going to be gone forever. And those, you know, where people are going to get cash. UBI, well, that's going to create inflation. So keep that in mind. Whenever government gives out free cash, it's not free. It's actually a tax on you and a tax on your wealth. So, yeah.
You're welcome.
Anyways, I can go on and on. I'll shut up now.
Oh, no.
I'll save the rest for Twitter.
Though that's going to wrap it up for today's live stream. Thank you, everyone who participated in the live chat. Love seeing you guys' comments and your questions. Stick around for the CT Club on my Patreon. I'll be doing that deep dive research for you guys. And we'll be having another video coming out to you on Tuesday or Wednesday about gold-backed cryptos. And then Toby will have a solo video this week as well.
Probably.
Surprise. Okay, so we'll be seeing you guys again soon.
All right.
In the meantime, hope you're staying happy and healthy.
Bye-bye. Bye.